a 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, Devante Adams. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning, Kay. How you doing?
I'm okay. I mean, there's never a dull moment between us. It's good to see you.
That is true. It's good to see you too.
You have a decade of bye weeks, Devante. A decade, 10. This is number 11 for you. Have you ever looked forward to one more than this one?
I don't know that I've ever looked forward to one quite as much as this one. This one is much needed at this point. It's obviously been a very eventful year. So just with everything I've gone through and over the past, since August, I definitely think that this is needed right now.
I counted the days. It's 35 days that you've been there. Does that seem long or short? It seems very short for me. I feel like you've lived through many chapters in your book there.
Yeah, I think it seems long and short. It seems like time's been flying by, but there's been a lot of events that have occurred since I arrived here. And more games than what, it feels like it's been like 3 weeks. But when you look back and you think about, got here for Pittsburgh and got that full weekend, it's been some time. So we need to reboot for a minute for sure.
And you'll get to do that on a bye week. I hope you're going somewhere fabulous. And I'm sure you'll be thinking about a lot of things. We've got a lot to get to that I'm excited to talk to you about. I love that you came on the show. Like, you could definitely have said, like, absolutely not. I'm just over it. I want to go. Like, it's your bye week. Can I just say, like, you're a rare cat. Like, that doesn't happen. And please don't think that I don't see that you could easily have not come on the show. And I'm so appreciative. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I mean, a lot of that goes to who you are as well. I don't think that, in the condition, the mental condition, and not that it's a state of depression or anything like that, but obviously having the standard that I do and being in the position that I am right now and, all the changes that have been made, it is easy to, just hide under a rock or, try to, hide under the cover. But at the end of the day, you're a great person. You're easy to talk to. So sometimes, this may be my therapy at times. So might need it today.
Thanks for saying that. I've been thinking about you a lot since this happened. And obviously, I mean, not to bury the lead, Joe Douglas is fired yesterday. You're going about your Tuesday. I'm hoping packing to go on vacation. I'm hoping spending time with family, getting work in. Yeah, I'm sure you are. This is a formative time for you. Like, there's a lot of lessons in this. There's a lot of things to think about. And thinking about it from your lens, when you hear this news about Joe Douglas, what is going through your head?
I mean, it's surprising, but it's not, just because the way that this game goes, and when games aren't being won and things don't look the way that they were intended to look, something's got to change. That was something similar as far as it wasn't the. Obviously I wasn't technically here yet for the head coaching change here, but going through that in Vegas, when things aren't working, typically things get moved around. You got to adjust some furniture. So, you kind of anticipate it coming just based off of the scope of the season and the way that we have been looking as a team. And, they got to place the blame or, put accountability on somebody. And oftentimes it winds up on the coach and, the management, and that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. And it's not for me to say whether or not it's the right thing to do or not. I'm just getting here and I'm still learning about, the way things work in this building and the way things have been in this building. So I'm not here to talk about whether or not it was supposed to happen. I'm just saying that's just typically how it goes.
What was your relationship with him like? Young, but what was it like?
Yeah, it was, very young. I got here, I think, October 15th or something like that, and all my interactions with him were amazing. He's one of the most down-to-earth guys, and to be a general manager, and I mean this from the most respectful way, you would never know he was the general manager just by the way that he kind of moves around, which is something that I appreciate. You don't want a guy that walks around like he wears the big draws every day. You want somebody that's relatable, kind of has a calm demeanor to him, and he definitely had that. He was easy to talk to, and obviously a big reason of why I'm here in New York now. So I got nothing but respect for him. And as far as all the other stuff, that's not my job to make those decisions on anything. But I had nothing but good interactions with Jody.
I think it's important. I love that you're saying that. There's a real idea out there that you weren't a Joe guy. that other people came up top and said, you know, whether it's ownership or Aaron, I think everyone understands Aaron wanted you there, of course. The
Yeah.
team wanted you there. But that
Mm-hmm.
that maybe you weren't Joe's guy and it wasn't really his decision. Like you're saying, no, you felt like Joe supported and went after you and valued you, wanted you on the team.
Yeah, to my knowledge, I mean, like I said, every conversation that I had with him, every conversation that I was reported to from Aaron about, you know, his feelings about it, you know, prior to me even getting here was all positive. So I didn't know, you know, I don't pay attention to anything that's being said out there. So I had no idea that that was even a thing. You know, people thinking that, you know, I wasn't a Joe D guy. I didn't even know that was a narrative, but definitely not true.
I mean, there's a lot of narratives out there. I mean, Twitter has blown this whole thing up, Davante. Twitter has said, Aaron's
I'm
done.
sure.
Aaron's not a Jet next year. You're not a Jet next year. You know, what do you think? I mean, that's what the world is saying.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm worried about at this very moment is trying to make sure that we pack the car seats for this trip that I'm going on. And that's really all that I'm focused on. Whether or not I'm here next year, I can't determine that. I'm not really thinking about next year. I'm thinking about trying to get a few more wins before we get out of here. Because if you bet me $1 million, I would have taken the bet. We would not have only had one victory right now. And, you know, football is a tough sport. And obviously, you look at it, people are obviously going to talk about whether or not it was the right thing to do for me to leave. You know, teasing at the fact that, you know, not much has changed as far as the record, or, you know, I haven't gone for 100 yards many times. And it's just a bunch of people just doing what they do. And it doesn't bother me at all. I don't, honestly, like I said, I don't pay any attention to, you know, the chatter on the outside. And when I say I don't pay attention to it, I don't read it, any of it. Anything that I do here doesn't really matter to me, because if I had, you know, if they think I was the best in the world still, or whatever, it's still not going to have any bearing on the way that I play. So I'm not really concerned on that. It's more about trying to make sure I get the most out of this season at this point. And regardless of whether or not it was the right thing to do, it was the right thing for me to do, to come here and change scenery. And I think there's no denying that things are different. We haven't won the games that we were maybe supposed to win, or, you know, hoping to win. But when you look at the situation I was in Vegas, and you look at the situation I'm in here, you know, with the way that this offense is able to, the potential of this offense, or at least I at least feel hopeful that, you know, going into the next game, that we'll be able to have a good performance. And just based off of, you know, different variables in Vegas, I started to not feel that way, you know, even about myself and what I was able to go out and, you know, contribute week in and week out. And there may be games where I have, you know, 40 yards or something like that. And, you know, I don't rock the stat sheet, but I still have a feeling that going into that game, we're going to be able to do our thing on that, you know, minimum the offensive side of the ball, because that's the only side that I can, you know, have something to do with. So at least just not feeling just helpless and hopeless, you know, that at least, you know, makes me feel better knowing I came here, gave it the shot. I'm still working with somebody that, you know, I have a lot of confidence in, and still can play ball at a high level. We just got to find a way to execute better and more consistently. And that's really what it comes down to.
I'm hearing no regrets.
No, I don't live my life like that. You drive yourself crazy. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. So you can sit here and look at it now and say, oh, I could have maybe stayed there, would have been more comfortable, wouldn't have had to move and all that stuff. But for me, it's about going with my gut in my life, and that's how I make my decisions. I live with them, you know, and we'll roll the dice and see what happens. And it's not really a gamble even in this situation. It's more of it's almost like an inference. It's calculated based off of, you know, we're talking about playing with Aaron Rodgers here too. This isn't like taking some crazy gamble, going somewhere with some rookie that's unproven. You know, neither of us have played as good as what we're capable of playing. But when you're rolling the dice, you'd hope that it's, you know, favoring you more. You know, you got trick dice. It still might not work, but we try to and trying to do everything that we can, and still going.
Do you regret not going earlier? It sounds like you feel like you're onto something. Like, do you wish you would been there earlier?
Well, I mean, when like I said, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
So when you look at the 2023 season, obviously, I I don't know that going there earlier would have helped at that point because he obviously wasn't playing. So that wasn't the goal there. But I gave it the shot, and I don't regret not going earlier because I really felt like I wanted to be a Raider, and I wanted to really give it everything that I could to stay there and rock it out with my teammates while I was there. And then there came a point where I realized that wasn't where my heart was, and something needed to change. And this was the change that I wanted, and the change that I have to live with and make the most of. So we're not dead in the water, and we still got a chance. And at the end of the day, if we didn't have a chance, you still be seeing my best effort out there, and I'm gonna do everything I can to try to win every game. I'm a part of, regardless.
You want to play in meaningful games. I see it. I see it out there, and you are giving it your. I really do. I see it. You want meaningful football. You truck in Kenny Moore. Let's just get to just quickly interject. I have more I want to ask about this, but this is the max effort. This is not people want to say hopeless. This is not hopeless. This is not hopeless Devante Adams, by the way.
Yeah, that's a little bit of frustration. Unfortunately, Kenny's a great dude too, but he caught the bad end of that just based off of the way the game started. I mean, we didn't get a first down till 2 minutes left in the first half, so I was pretty pissed off at that point. And I got 3 kids too. That's the other thing. So sometimes you got that dad strength. There's nothing they can do about it.
What does that mean? Where do the 3 kids factor in? What are you talking
about?
You
never heard about?
No, I don't have kids. Tell me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much it would factor in for you. It's usually a thing with men. You have kids and you get that dad strength where you can be weightlifting strength, but you are weightlifting strong, but then you got kids, and now that's just a whole different, because it's almost like your genetic makeup changes a little bit because now you got kids to protect. So that's what the strength was. It was a strength. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
I love it. I like that there's hope. I'm still trying to understand for the people who think, they're going to go back to the decisions and the whatever. And it is interesting. And I'm totally with you. Like there's no world of regret. But what are you seeing in this 35 days that gives you the hope? Or where everyone wants to throw that culture word around with the Jets. How have you seen the culture change since you've been there?
Well, believe it or not, I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing that people, measure the culture change on is winning. So no one's going to agree with what I'm saying because you're not a part of the organization, nor are you there, day in and day out to experience, just the difference in the feeling in the building. And from an attention to detail standpoint, energy levels, the way guys are preparing, the way we practice, all of those things are, I mean, from the first week to now, not that I'm not trying to make it like I came in and I'm some like God that came in and changed something, but just having been in a situation playing for multiple, really successful teams in Green Bay, having really good vets in front of me, I know what it looks like when you're doing it the right way. So I try to come in and shed that on a couple guys, and everybody received it really well. And you could tell in the way that they go out and play, in the way that we stay together and persevere and play a horrible half like how we did, and they come out and, score, almost 30 points. And, got to find a way to finish the games at the end of the day, whether that means us finishing better on defense or going out and scoring on that last drive without not having a field goal, just to make it to where, obviously it's an untouchable game. So we got to do what we got to do to finish it. But I've definitely seen big changes from the team as far as the culture is concerned.
The team is close, like those 27 points, 30. Like it's right there. You and Aaron are so close. Big reason why there are no regrets. This is like just the confidence that you have in him. People are losing that confidence in him. There is a world, and I hate to say it, there is a world where he's not a Jet next year. Have you two? How many times have you two talked about the future of Aaron Rodgers and Devante Adams?
At this point, it's really not something that gets brought up day to day because we both have a positive mindset in the way that we want to attack every week. So if we get to talking about him, being on a different team, me being on a different team, like that's just not what we need in our heads right now. We got to put nothing but positive energy and thoughts out there and just keep working. I mean, we got 6 weeks left, and like I said, we're not out of it. So the chances are really low. We see all the percentages and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, all we can do is, worry about the next game. So right now, this week, we got a bye week. So Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
gonna reboot hopefully and get our minds off football for a minute, spend time with families, and
Yes.
reconnect on the things that really matter in life. Because with the job that we have, it's easy to lose sight of that. And when I come home and see my kids, that's the type of things that reminds me of that I'm winning in life. So even if we don't get a victory on a Sunday, they don't care about that, and all they want to do is go to the beach. So that's what we getting ready to
And
do.
that's where you're going ready to do it. I'm so glad
Mm.
for you. I mean, you told me happiness was a priority and being in a contender is a priority. If those are still two, the things that are leading you, is that New York?
I hope it is. I see us being a winning organization here, regardless of what people see on the outside. This year has been very 22 Raiders, where we're not far off from having a completely different record, and just so happens that you don't get any cancellation prizes. You got to finish the game, and you got to win the games for to get a tally in that column. So we got to do better finishing, and there's no excuses to be made, but that's just the reality. We're a team that's really close, and it's just unfortunate we haven't finished enough, but still pushing to finish hard.
And we'll see what happens. You have a bye week now, and you are winning in the fact that, did you know that this hoodie that you're wearing, let's get into this, which I don't have one, by the way. This
We
thing,
can change that.
Thank you. Well, I don't know if you can, because this collab that you have going on with Taco Bell and DA17, it's an exclusive. There was a drop of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hoodies, and it sold out in under a minute. Who are you, Taylor Swift? What's happening?
I guess I don't know. These New York folks out here showing love, I guess, or I don't know. Maybe some of the 017 Green Bay Vegas fans. Yeah, like I said, we gonna find a way to win one way or the other.
Well, you're winning. What's with the hoodie? Because there's Tuesday drops every week, and there's like exclusive offers with food and stuff. And there was an opportunity to get this, and now nobody can get them anymore. Oh, that's a sweet. I love that photo.
Yeah.
It's a stylish green hoodie, perfect tunnel fit. We love to see it, and then it sold out. How did that feel? That's amazing.
That's a great feeling. When I got that information, I was, because obviously what we're going through, you never know how people gonna receive it, and they may not like it just strictly based off us not winning right now. But it just shows how how many loyal fans I do have, and how many loyal fans there are of Taco Bell and the Live My Smoothie. So
Love Taco Bell.
I didn't know the world was that fun, but I love it, and I'm glad that they showed love like that, because under a minute in hundreds and hundreds of units, that's a big deal to me.
People love their Taco Bell. People are going to support you, just the way you live your life, how earnest and honest you are, genuine and authentic. But I did see you signing a hamburger bun, and I feel like Taco Bell is going to be like, excuse me, that's not a taco shell. Don't sign that. What happened?
Maybe we'll get burgers next. I don't know.
I feel like Taco Bell's like,
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see any M branding or nothing on there. Looked like a regular bun.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever signed? That has to be up there.
Hamburger bun. I would say more so than a hamburger bun. In Green Bay, I signed a brat and somebody ate it.
No.
I didn't. I signed the brat,
No.
and then he put it in the bun and ate it.
No.
And I wouldn't have signed it had I known, because I feel like that was kind of weird. I don't know what the idea was behind eating something that but I don't know.
It begs the question, the guy who had you sign the hamburger bun, like, what's he going to do with that? Like, he's going to have to eat it.
I asked him. He
What did
said
he
he's
say?
going to make a burger and send me a video on social media, which I'll never see, because I'm not even sure I know how to check my DMs from people I don't follow.
Which I love.
But
I do want to. I know you don't like. I need to show. There was breaking news this morning. I wanted to show you, which I think you'll like, because you love the game. We are down to the 25 modern era players named for semifinalists for the Hall of Fame. I want you to look at the receivers. Who do you want to give extra love to out of this incredible list? What do you think?
Picking one?
No, just like, what are your thoughts? Like, it got whittled down. These are the guys, like, who's a surefire thing, or who sticks out to you?
Yeah, this is a great list right here. This is a really, really good list. I say I've always been a big Steve Smith fan, just because, he's such a dog and always been that way.
Incredible.
And so I gotta put him in there. I got a special love for talk about dog Hines Ward. One of the toughest receivers of all time, probably the toughest. And then Reggie, I was just talking to Reggie a few days ago at the pregame, and got to rap with him after the game for a minute. So I got to throw my guy Reggie in there too. It's a hell of a. I mean, all those guys are amazing and really all deserve a spot. But if I had to go with the top three, those are my guys right there.
I love it. Great to see it. Great to see you. You go live Moss somewhere, my friend. Take your time. I know you'll miss the Taco Bell in your house, but go enjoy some living Moss elsewhere.
Well, I don't have a Taco Bell in this house in Jersey, so I am missing it back in Vegas though. So when I get back, I'll be on that. But yeah, it's a little gloomy here, so I'm gonna take off in about 30 minutes here and go somewhere warmer.
I love that. Enjoy. Love to the family. Appreciate you. Love the smile. Take that. People who want to bring people down, because there's hope. There is facing the music. There is somehow compartmentalizing. You've seen this before, and that locker room is lucky to have you to take it through this one.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Kay.
Thank you. Always. Have a good time. Cheers.